Hey everybody, I hope y'all had a fantastic 4th of July and was safe and had as good a time as you felt comfortable and safe having with all the different guidelines going on. So whatever worked out for you and your family, I hope you did it, and I hope it was awesome. And I also hope that all of your for people who have graduates from high school and college, all those parties have gone great. I think those are pretty much wrapped up for the most part by now. The last 2 weeks have been big, and so I hope all of that has been a great time for everybody. A lot of concerns right now, and safe conduct and all the distancing guidelines, but as long as you're doing what you think is safe for you and your family, then that's all anybody can ask anybody to do. And I hope all of that has been great. Speaking of that, this Saturday night I was at a friend's house for a small little get-together firework show in a cul-de-sac, and I have so many things over the last 2 or 3 weeks that have built up as far as topics that I want to do short little videos on. I wasn't even planning on this one, but the conversation Saturday night really got me thinking, and I was like, wow, I really need to talk about that. So I'm going to do this short little video here, and I may do more in the days and weeks ahead. Have you ever saw a house online on an app, through Realtor or through the Zillow, Trulia, any site at all, and you may not even be in the market to buy a house? You're just curious. You see it and you're like, well, look at that. That's a nice house, and that's a good price, and wow, I didn't know something like that was even out there right now. If it is, I might actually think about buying a house right now, or selling and buying or moving. But you go to press the little button just because you're curious, half the time not even thinking about it, just because you want some more information on it, and then the next thing you know, you get 100 emails and text messages and Facebook messages from half a dozen different agents, not even the listing agent of that property, and all you wanted to do was find out information about the house. That's all you wanted. But now, because you clicked more information, you're in the system. And the friend I was talking to Saturday night, he was asking me why that happens. He didn't know, and why would he know? People that aren't in the business wouldn't know. Here's why that happens. Is because all of those home sites, like Realtor.com and Zillow and Trulia, Zillow being the biggest, Homes.com, any of them, what they do is they make their money by having other real estate professionals pay them to get the data of the people who request information on their sites. Because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, this business, we don't survive without new clients all the time. We have to be out there. We have to get new clients. Those come in the form of what's called leads. We get those leads, and then we try to turn them into clients. Well, you buy those leads in a lot of instances, and this is one of those type of instances. An agent will pay a company for so many leads per month, or leads in a certain zip code or whatever, and anyone that falls within that agent is then getting their information, and that agent is paying that company. Okay, now a lot of times companies will sell that same lead to multiple agents, and it's up to those agents to fight with each other to get that person to go with them as a client. Okay, so that's why, let's say you see a house on 123 Elm Street that looks awesome. You may not even be in the market. You're just curious about it. Maybe it's a neighbor's house that came up and you just want to know. You click on it, and then within 24 hours, you have 5 or 6 different agents. They've sent you 10 or 12, welcome emails, how can I help you emails. You're getting messages through Facebook, through all these different people. You're getting text messages if it was something where they could capture your cell phone number. And I'm not saying bad about that. I use some of these systems myself, especially on Facebook. I do it in a more targeted way, where somebody has to go through my individual mechanism so that I don't have 4 or 5 other agents that are trying to talk to these people at the same time. I think that's the best way to do it, but I do some of it myself, so I'm not trying to sound hypocritical. I'm just trying to explain the mechanism of what happens and why you may be getting like inundated from many different people when you click on that, okay? So here is my top tip on how to avoid being spammed by every single real estate professional in the greater Atlanta metro area, when all you want to do is maybe just find out something that's not in the listing, or just ask a question, or just whatever. Send me a message about the house. I can contact that agent directly, find out any information that you may want to know, and then I can just call you back and let you know whatever questions you have. That way you never have to give your information. You never have to be on half a dozen or 10 different people's contact lists, and for the next 6 months be getting emails and text messages, Facebook messages, and whatever, because all of that's out there. And I don't mind that at all. Like I always say, I'm here for any questions or anything I can do, whatever, whether you're an active client or not. If you're seeing my image and hearing my voice, I want to be the indispensable resource for you for anything real estate related you have whatsoever. So let's say you see 123 Elm Street later this week pop up, and that's a house right around the corner from you, and you've always wondered about that house, and now it's on the market, and you just have a few questions that you can't find from what's in the listing. All you have to do is shoot me a text or a Facebook message or give me a call and say, hey Brandon, that house on 123 Elm Street, blah blah blah, can you find out? Can you just ask? And absolutely, I'll call the agent immediately, and as soon as that agent gets back with me on answers to those questions, I'll just let you know. That way you have not signed up for anything with anybody, and you're still happily anonymous. And so please keep that in mind. It was just a great conversation I had Saturday night. Didn't even think about it. Never even really thought about what it must be like for the people in the in the buyer position to have to go through all that stuff just to find out a simple answer to a simple question without having to put all their data in and get contacted. So yeah, so please just keep that in mind. Anything that you need at all, and that goes beyond just a question on a specific house. I mean, anybody that sees any of my posts and content and videos and things like that, know you can contact me anytime for anything, and that's fine. So just keep that in mind. Please remember me as your indispensable source, and again, hope everybody had a safe and happy and healthy 4th, and I hope your summer's going good, and I'll talk to all of you soon. And for anything you need, reach out to me absolutely anytime. Thanks a lot.